Hello everybody, this is SB, also known as Mr. Ghoul, and today I will bring you guys a review about my PC headset, the Plantronics Gamecom 780 7.1 Surround Sound. And so far this headset has proven to be very good after using it for more than 2000 hours, especially if you factor in the price. I consider this as a gaming headset, but it's also very nice for recording in my opinion. So now let's go to the headset and show you guys how it will look like when you're holding it in your hands. As you can see, it's made of plastic. There's a microphone which you can turn up or down. It has a plastic touch. It feels a little bit like plastic, but doesn't matter. It's sturdy enough. It feels a little bit cheap, but so far it's held on for 2 years and it dropped a few times. It got stuck in the USB while standing up. You forgot it. You got it on your head. It's very comfortable to use. You can even use it if you're wearing glasses. Some people I know who were wearing glasses also didn't complain all that much using this headset, so that might be something interesting for you. Another thing I really like, for example, is the flexible microphone. You can bend it like this. It doesn't really look like you can bend it, but it's meant to be able to be bent. So don't worry, you won't break it if you have one or you're getting one yourself as well. I've bent it just so if I turn it up it doesn't get stuck on my headset. So it has noise cancellation technology, by the way, the headset, so it also cancels a lot of the noise. If you're the background noise, for example, if you're playing in the house, there's always some noise or fan noise. For example, I'm recording at my PC, it has some fan noise. I'm not some sort of an get the most quiet fans, etc, etc, so it cancels out that kinds of sound, so your voice sounds a little bit more clear than it would do otherwise when using other headsets, for example. Another thing I really like about this headset is the soft cushions. When you're placing it around your ears, it doesn't get all that hot. It feels very soft. It's still good after 2 years. You can wash it with a little bit of water and a cloth. Don't use any special cleaning stuff or something. I called customer support if it was able to purchase them separately. That wasn't an option, but if it got worn off, they would happily send me a new one. So this is the part which goes into the computer. I've stood up a few times, forgetting I had the headset on my head, and left the USB over there, but as you can see it didn't seem to be damaged, or well, at least I didn't have any issues, and the cable is still sturdy. It's about 2 meters long. It's long enough for me. I tend to have way too long cables for my mouse and my other stuff, but 2 meters for me is long enough. If it's not long enough for you, you can probably buy a cheap adapter so you can make it longer, but it's not needed for me. So I think it's safe to say the quality of the cable is fairly well. Also, before I forget, I will show you guys the other side of the cable in the headset itself, which probably took a few blows as well. It's right underneath the microphone. It does not get in the way. It feels very nice and it's still holding up all the time. I haven't had any issues with it so far. The microphone is still working. I'm using it almost every day. So another thing I really like is that it's made of plastic. It looks a little bit cheap in my opinion. I mean, build quality wise or something. In reality it is actually very sturdy. It held up all the time. I have dropped it a few times and such, so I can't honestly call this a negative anymore because it simply isn't true. Before I forgot to tell you guys, this is a USB headset, which means it has a sound card included somewhere in the headset. I don't know where, but it must be in there because it's not using an analog plug. So you cannot, by the way, use it for something like your MP3 player or your iPhone, your iPad, stuff like that, because it's USB. So please consider this to be something when you're buying a headset. If you use something or you buy something like an analog headset, that will also mean you can use it for other stuff. This is only usable for your PC, so you could consider this to be a negative. But to me, considering the price and the way I use my headset, it was only about 55 or 60 euros, so It should be about $60 or something. I think it's like that. But anyways, the only thing I could say which shows some sort of wear is this white little spot over there in this corner. I've also contacted customer support if this would be an issue, and they said no, it shouldn't be an issue, and they were right. That was about a year ago now, and it still hasn't broken or shred or something like that. So, but they did tell me if it would ever break during the 2-year warranty period, they would send a new one anyway. About 4 or 5 friends of mine are also using this headset. They bought it after me, and they're also using it all without problems, and it all suits them perfectly fine without getting a strain or something like that, or severe pressure on the head with this headset. Another thing I really like about this headset is that the buttons are on the left ear shell, the ear cups. For that button you can turn on or off or mute your microphone, and the other button down below that is a structurized button which you can use to decrease or increase your volume of your specific game or your Windows or your YouTube video, whatever you are doing. Instead of scrolling this button, you move it down and you hold it, or you move it up and you hold it, and if you let it go, it will go back to the middle and you'll stop adjusting your volume, and this will give you a bleeping sound in your game or in your video, so that you are aware of turning your volume up or your volume down. The final button, which is also on this headset, it's not very clear to see over here, because if you put it in your USB it will light up with a blue LED. It's the surround sound indicator. If you turn it up, you hear a sound which will indicate you have your surround sound on, which is optimized for gaming probably. There is also a CD, a driver CD in the box if you purchase it. I suggest downloading it from the official Plantronics website if you tend to buy this or you already have this, so you just have the latest version. This is very simple software but effective. You can switch Dolby on or off and switch between music and gaming or movie mode. It's also suitable for music, and I really like to use it for music once in a time as well. But it might be a different flavor for everyone. For example, Razer headsets have a lot of bass in the low, the mids and the highs, and this headset has a very clear bass but not too loud in my opinion. This is about sound, so it's also a little bit about personal preference, but for me this is ideal. I don't want to have too much bass on stuff that doesn't seem to make sense to have a lot of bass. You might have seen it before, but the ear cups are slidable upwards and downwards, just so I have shown you guys. It might be obvious, but I'll just show you anyways. It's very flexible, it's comfortable, and the headband, by the way, almost forgot, is also made of cloth, for those who are wondering. It doesn't get too dirty all that much, and you don't get sweaty ears. Like for example, if you're using a leather headset, it gets very hot, especially during the summer or something, even in the winter probably, and your ears get sweaty and all the stuff like that. The only wear I've found so far is this little white spot, as I might have said just before, but it's holding up and it's still sturdy, and I dropped it a few times, and yeah, I will recommend this to other people as well. As said before, also a lot of my friends are using this as well. There is one friend of mine which has something that makes an unwanted noise in the left headset, like a screw is loose or something like that. I advised him to go to the customer support, so they will give them a new one. By the way, I'm not getting paid by Plantronics or someone else by making this video. I was just very happy with this headset and I wanted to make a review for it, because some people are buying headset which cost 3 times as much as this one, and they will probably be happy with just using this much less expensive headset while still remaining the quality you wish to have. So anyways guys, thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please leave a like down below. If you have more questions, please ask them in the comments. I'll try to answer every single one of them. I will also place a link down in the description including all the product details or the technical specifications, for example. And if you haven't seen my previous video, for example about how to get or mine Bitcoin using your gaming PC, you should give that a look, especially if you are using an AMD video card. Please consider sharing this video if it helped you, and of course you are free to subscribe to my channel if you liked my video.